potato!
So guys, welcome to Golf on Camera. Where are we this week? We are at MT Golf. So as Matt pops off to go and have a coffee and leave me to hit some warm-up shots, I thought we'd go back to see where me and Matt actually met. We met at a golf college back in 2007, 2008, and we spent 2 good years together, and by the looks of these photos we enjoyed each other's company since we always stand next to each other. We still try to play the odd game of golf. This was from the DSL Society this year when we went down to Sweetwoods. I think Matt loves me. I think that's why we work so well together. But to be fair, I think we just enjoy each other's company and we get the best out of each other as coach and player. So it looks like Matt's ready. So should we get this golf lesson underway?
Right, so let's get this sorted. Change club colour so you can see your new ones. Right, so sits out square, normal, okay? And it's funny because when I said to you firstly, make sure the ball's at the bottom of the box so we can get your feet in. Yeah. Actually, in hindsight, I didn't even pay attention to looking at your posture, thinking your lower body looks so too close to the ball. So the first thing I'm going to do is to actually get you to move from a normal setup, move your feet further away. Okay, so you're now going to feel like you're going to go really into your toes. And that's not actually true. You're going to go into your toes because you're trying to make it feel comfortable. Yeah. I always use this example. I imagine in like, I've seen it on TV somewhere, I imagine in like 3-4 years time, my little girl is going to be walking past me, taking the piss with a club and just wallow right in here. And then I imagine how I'm going to react, I don't know why, but I imagine how I react to that. And as I get hit here, my upper body comes forward as my lower body goes back. And that's how I try and relate it to golf posture. So if we've moved your feet further away, you now want to get closer to it, so you'll naturally tip forward. Yeah. But actually, no. Let your face fall closer and your backside foot, because now I can still feel like, you know, I'm in my heels and I can move my toes around. So that's what I want you. Imagine I'm here like. If I roll the camera, we'll be able to see your pressure. Oh, cool. That's not too bad start. How does that feel to you?
Yeah, not too bad.
So, from that position, feel like you push your knees back. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Right, cool. So you set up pretty good there. So this is going to be your setup feeling. Okay, just hit me a shot from there. Nice strike. Good first one.
Sorry with it.
16 mil. That's right. I class that as a good one for me. So did you have a look at the video and have a look at you there and have a look at your setup?
So whilst me and Matt have a look at the data from that swing that I put on from my new setup, me and Matt chatted about the way I set up to the ball and how I got a little bit sloppy in my setup over the course of the summer from not having lessons. And Matt come up with an interesting way in which that he feels that you should set up to the ball. So using the swing catalyst is the balance plate that I've been standing on when I'm hitting. He's noticed that when he actually gets people to set up a bit differently and get a bit further away from the ball, using the data from the swing catalyst, he's noticed that people tend to get onto their toes rather than staying firm and based in their heels and using more of their whole foot. So it's using the swing catalyst that Matt's managed to improve his teaching techniques. All the links down below will be for the swing catalyst, but I'll come back to that at the end of the video.
But see how the one on the left, the new one, you actually don't move off the ball as much on the way back.
On the way back, which is the problem that we had before.
Absolutely.
Head turning and the eyesight.
And you're moving off, absolutely. So actually it's causing you to just feel like you're just turning. Look,
that's probably
speed-wise, you swung it exactly the same.
Yeah. It's probably my hamstrings thing. We can't go any further, else we're going to snap.
Yeah, but your hamstrings, I know they're tight, which means we can't move them as far, but I still want them working. Because when they're tight, this got explained to me doing some Olympic lifting. In order to get that bar above your head, it's about firing everything else around that, and then that moving as a result of everything else. Rather than me trying to go like this and just move the bar, it's about, well, if I can cut my body and get round it, then the bar doesn't really move too much. It's the same with the golf swing. And how that happens, if you're using your core, your biggest muscles are things like your hamstrings, your core, your glutes, your quads. So in the golf swing, if we can set ourselves up and engage
all the big muscles,
they want to relax. So what they're going to do is fire. They're going to want to But if we're soft before, it's a lot more effort we're having to put in. So it's just, again, it's that word efficient. It's about trying to make sure that everything's working online. Right, so cool. We're going to get yourself in that same setup again now then. Right, from here, right hand under the club. Good, cool. Put your ball position slightly further forward as well. Cool, so good setup. Now from here, what I want you to do, I want you to hit me a little pull fade. But I'm talking well struck. What have we been hitting it? Total distance has been
175.
So yeah, it's been carrying around about like 170, right? So I want you to hit me a 170 shot. I just want you to start it straight in the line and hold it on there. A little fatty, wasn't it?
No, I struck it. It's just like a double cross. I think.
You weren't in the box either.
Maxine.
No. Hello, how are you doing?
All right.
Give me a second, yeah. Chuck it in the box, same feeling.
How you doing?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Yeah, good.
How you doing? All right?
Right, so as Matt goes off to do his head pro duties, obviously as a head pro you've got to be a bit of a people's person. Obviously Mr. Interruption over there didn't quite realise that he's doing a golf lesson. So that was an interesting thing about what Matt was saying at the start of that piece, where you want to be engaging your big muscles into the golf swing, and you really wanting to use your body as the firepower to the golf swing. You don't want to use speed as your main source of power into the golf swing. So yeah, it's quite an interesting thing that Matt's saying about engaging the big muscles and making your body work efficiently so that you can create that power without having to do too much.
Right, efficiency low, speed good, angle attack good, path, straight already, first swing. That was the swing. Funny enough, when we put you out of your comfort zone, and we get your hamstring engaged, and we take your focus off your golf swing, which that was probably Trilby Tour swing, ultimately. Straighten the path up, club face straighter as well.
Right.
Okay, misstruck that crap out of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm used to being closer to me, I'm too far away now. I have to use all the club
well,
face.
if you're too far away now, absolutely, from here, you're in this better posture, you can now get that club out to the ball rather than...
Well, I feel like I have to now.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to eat your GC2.
Do it all job off.
Just kind of toe it in.
Absolutely. It has been hit actually. First ever client hit the arm, but that's why it's got that rubber coating on the front of it. It's designed to just fall off.
Right. So I need to get out to it.
Out and back in. How'd that feel?
I felt like I was stretched for it, and somehow I've got a club face on it. I felt like I struck it alright, a bit clean, but...
Let's have a look. Path, 2.1 degrees into out. Face to path, 1.4 degrees open. Let's have a look and see what the swing looks like. That's better.
I feel like I really fell flat on my face trying to get the club over to it.
Actually, you finally made a good golf swing.
Finally, after all
when
this
you make
time.
a good swing, like I told you, with your loft and lie,
Yeah.
you're going to miss it right. You've been absolutely under a full sense of security there.
So when me and Matt talk about our loft and lies, I haven't really got my clubs made for me yet. Over this winter, I'm going to nail that down and get the loft and lies the way that I want them. When he says about my lofts, my toe is down. So at the moment, when the club is coming into the ball, the toe of my club's catching most of the turf, which then in turn opens it up a little bit. So when Matt says that when I hit a good shot I should miss it right, it should be because the club face, because of my loft and lies, my club face should be open a little bit. So if I'm hitting a zero swing path with a zero club face, it should miss right due to the club face opening. So most of my golf at the moment is being played with an in to out path with a shut face that is then getting corrected online.
You see that club coming in, it's at full speed right now. You can just see how you... And again, like I said, you hit it at the toe, ball starting straight and falling off. We know your loft and lines are out, so that's it, you know.
Yeah.
We know that your toes down. Club here. Epic line on the way back. Out in front of you on the way down. Look at that. Out in front of you on the way down. Swinging neutral.
Getting close.
Just look at the club face there. Just read it out the toe.
Yeah.
And watch the next face of the club face. Boop! Now you're trying to save it. But you think to yourself, how can I hit it out the toe when my hands are all the way out there? How can I hit it out the toe? Well, it's just because you've just got used to it. Got used to this laggy tight position.
So that,
so there, that there, so you're swinging, that's it, come down, but allow yourself to still, but yeah, but it's still released the club into the ball, but you're just feeling like you're not that way on it,
right.
You're more driving it through, but make sure those hands are back of that palm, you're still feeling like it's there, rather than that high feeling. You'll just swing it left and driving it through before you finish off and release around the corner. That sounded better.
That's right, felt it out. Might have held that off a little bit. But
Path 3 degrees, into out, club face 2 degrees. 298 miles an hour. Oh, I like that one. About that one. Slightly toe side by 6mm. Slightly low by 6mm. Better, look at that. We're back.
Yeah, back up to one.
We're back. No questions. Down the line. Good swing, great. That's actually probably one of the best ones you've made. Look, hands there, club out in front of you. So much from there, club out in front. Helps when you middle it.
Yeah, I was going to say, helps when you actually strike.
And look at your hands, look how your hands are now just naturally, quite closing rate. This is really impressive. So closing rate is the frames per second where you flip your hands over, right? So the more horrendous closing rate, like a swing out there, I flick it nice and high up in the air like that, big huge draw, let's go 500-600 RPM. That swing you made there, 25 frames per RPM, rotations per minute. So that's like less than one every 2 seconds. Which means that your hands are
just staying there,
just playing passive.
Yeah.
And if we can get your swing straight and your hands passive, it's our best chance at playing neutral, where you're going to miss the target left and right, but we're talking left and right of the flag or left and right of the middle of the fairway. If you want to draw one in, we just take everything we're doing and we aim it over here and we just release it in, or we go this way and we hold it off and we fade it in, rather than aiming straight and trying all these different swings which we can't replicate under the pressure of the cameras with Sky Sports. Yeah, I mean?
Well, so that was an interesting little stat that come up there, that my rotations per minute in terms of my hands. I mean, me and Matt always talk about getting a neutral swing. We don't really want to swing in to out. We don't really want to swing out to in. We're trying to get my swing as neutral as physically possible. Now, when Matt says about his closing rate being quite high, he swings it from the inside, gives it a bit of a flick and plays a high draw. That's where Matt doesn't play that much compared to what most of us normally play, because obviously he's giving lessons, etc, etc. So the closing rate of 25 is good for me, because my old swing used to be into out swing, get stuck behind, flip the hands, and that's where my snap hooks come from. So the work that I did last winter when I worked on trying to swing it more neutral and hold it off a little bit, that seems to have worked. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that stat, and it was one of the most impressive that come out of this lesson.
That one felt
felt freer. Might be a little
Free
inside.
like a bird.
Might
Ooh!
be a little inside.
Yeah, what about strike?
Strike's decent.
Really?
Yeah, it felt decent.
It sounded slightly marginally heavy, but it says to me that you hit it like 2.5 centimetres at the toe.
Right.
With the exception of that, you swung it 1 degree right at the target with a club face that was square.
Yeah.
Like 0.3 degrees open, so square. So flight-wise, I'm expecting you to miss that target right with your angle. Oh no, stay pretty straight. Well, that'll be the toe strike actually, toe line. So you can see that. Right, if I just get my iPad, so I don't know why I'm looking at the TV because it's not up there. So you can just see where you're trying to get the strike patterns is what's causing this. Okay, the ones that you can hit well are still up there. Okay, strike wise, you lost distance. Yours, like I said, we knew you were hitting it consistent before, but how long that's going to last for?
It's pretty minimal, probably.
You know, that could all of a sudden, before you know it, you're going to start swinging a bit further into it and get a bit more active, and then when
that's why I haven't been here for a while, because I wasn't maybe not swinging, but I was playing well, and I thought I'll just take that into
it's
drill.
summer. It's the summer, so go play. Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. If you had come to me and I'd said, "What are you playing in?" and you go, "I've got this, this, and this coming up," it would have been like, "Okay, just be aware your posture's going to be lazy," but I wouldn't really have said much more. But because now we're going into winter, okay, right, now we're here, let's get rid of that strong ball flight. So posture, feeling slightly further away, tight hamstrings, push your backside away from you, good. Now from here, control the rhythms of that backswing, get that club out in front of you. Don't hook it.
Felt probably the most neutral swing out of the lot of them, but
You hit it straight down the target line, you flush that one. Slightly toe side. Again, you can see from the change of setup, the reason why we've lost slightly in yardage, bulky shots, slightly toe side.
Yeah, I was going to say, I felt that path felt pretty neutral.
Full fly straight. Rotations per minute, slightly higher, but not bad.
Do you reckon it would help maybe setting it out the shaft a little bit more? Really, because I've always been a bit of a tone player, but
yeah, but I think I'm going to say no whilst you practice this, because I'm going to actually challenge you and go get yourself in a good posture, hit balls, and try to strike it out the heel. But not heel as in lead with that heel to strike it. I mean, let's smother it and try and neck it slightly. I keep sounding really fucking good. Good, so there. Now from here, we know that your club's set up there to the so you know you can get it out in the middle of the face because you're there already. That's sounding better.
Yeah, it's starting to get that neutral
feeling.
Starting to get the club out there.
I'd love for you to come back to me and just swing it slightly left.
It's never going to happen.
I'll do that, mate. We're there.
It's never going to happen.
We're there. We've done it.
So guys, that's the end of my lesson. You can tell from the way that me and Matt interact that we are really good friends, but first and foremost is that we work well as a coach and a player. Now, I've had lessons with other people before, and I find it quite hard to get this kind of friendship and kind of trust out of a golf coach. I know a lot of people that go down, and although in these lessons it doesn't look like I hit lots of balls, and to be truthful, I don't hit loads and loads of balls, but what we try and do is that the swings that we are making and the shots that we are hitting, we're trying to make sure that we're doing the right things rather than just hitting ball after ball and not really doing too much. So if you're going for lessons with a pro and he's just getting you to hit hundreds, well not hundreds, getting you to hit 50, 70, 80 balls in an hour, then you're not really getting the right talk in between swings, and they can't be explaining as much as Matt does with what the point he's trying to get across to you. So like I say, this is the first lesson I've had with the swing catalyst since Matt's had it in, and I think it's made a massive improvement to the way he teaches and the data that he can get. The GC2 he's had before, that's been great. but the Swing Catalyst has got another string to his bow as such in terms of teaching. Now all the links down below for Matt, Twitter, Instagram, website. You can go onto Matt's website and you can sign up or subscribe up to his monthly email. Every month he sends out an email with different things. I know he's done one about the Swing Catalyst before, so make sure you go down, check out the links on there, and go and subscribe and follow and just speak to Matt, because he's a nice bloke. If you're in the Sussex area around Sweetwoods, which is just outside sort of East Grinstead, then go ahead and speak to him about having a lesson, because although you might be able to get cheaper lessons, or you might be able to get lessons where you hit lots more balls, you won't get the same kind of coaching and the same kind of focus on your swing as you actually really want. So guys, I hope you like this video. Every time I go to Matt to have a lesson, I'll do this kind of thing where I can get my points across and we can have a chat about things. So if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, comment down below with any comments you've got about the video, and make sure you subscribe for upcoming videos. So guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you go and hit Matt up. He's a good bloke, does good lessons at good rates, and I'll speak to you again next time.